Germany's defense minister is stepping down, triggering uncertainty at the ministry that's at the center of Berlin's response to the war in Ukraine. Christine Lambrecht's decision follows a series of blunders that damaged her credibility. Most recently, a New Year's video she posted that was considered tone-deaf.
Christine Lambrecht sealed her own fate as German defense minister. She posted a video on her private Instagram account on New Year's Eve. Against the background of celebratory fireworks on a Berlin street corner, she spoke about the war in Ukraine.
War is raging in the middle of Europe. For me, this meant that I gathered many special impressions. There were many encounters with interesting and wonderful people.
Unprofessional, inappropriate, lacking in empathy, these were some of the milder opinions expressed in the subsequent storm of controversy. It was not the first disaster for Lambrecht. She did not really want to become defense minister and never felt comfortable with the job. She seemed out of her depth talking about weapons systems.
The Gepard is designed to protect critical infrastructure because it has this tube with which it shoots into the air and can hit objects that are very far away.
She wore high heels on a visit to German troops in West Africa, which contravenes army rules. She took her son along on an official trip on a military helicopter, which just happened to take her close to her holiday destination. And then there is the war in Ukraine, which has pushed her and her department to the center of public debate and focused attention on her handling of weapons deliveries to Ukraine. Her response was hesitant. Her first major announcement involved the supply of helmets.
We will deliver 5,000 helmets to Ukraine as a very clear signal. We are standing at your side.
This was met by derision well beyond Germany. Initially, Chancellor Olaf Scholz stood behind his minister.
The Chancellor works well with and has confidence in all members of cabinet. And of course, that is also true for this minister.
But the confidence is obviously exhausted. Germany is getting a new defense minister.
DW Chief Political Correspondent Nina Hase is with us now for more on this. So, Nina, we saw in that report Lambrecht has been dogged by controversy for some time. So why the decision now to resign?
Well, there does come a point in politics when it's just too much and when you risk damaging your ministry and others if you as a minister cling to a job too long. And what does speak in Lambrecht's favour is that she does seem to have acknowledged that. And it is something that cannot be taken for granted. But why now? Well, in her press release today, she says that the media have been focusing too much on her as a person. She says that that focus essentially makes it impossible to have a proper discussion about the Bundeswehr. And it is true that we did focus on her a lot. She was under a lot of scrutiny, of course, as any German defense minister would have been at a time when there's a war in Europe. But then in her resignation statement, what is interesting is that she doesn't acknowledge her own mistakes, that she was involved in all those blunders that we just saw in the communication mishaps, and that she never really grew into her job. So there is widespread relief here in Berlin that she and the Chancellor have decided that her time is up, and that also now that they've ended this speculation phase fairly quickly.
So you say there's going to be some relief in Berlin after her resignation, but is it likely to bring any meaningful change to Germany's defense policy?
No, it isn't. Chancellor Scholz made it clear from day one of Russia's large-scale invasion of Ukraine back in February, when the current government was not even 3 months in office, that all the big decisions when it comes to military strategy, but also when it comes to support of Ukraine, they ultimately lie with him, and that is not going to change. Now, of course, Scholz does need to get it right with choosing Lambrecht's successor. He said already, his spokesperson said just now that he will announce the successor on Tuesday, so we will have clarity, and he will ideally choose a defense expert, and especially someone who's a good manager with charisma and somebody who likes the Bundeswehr. That is vital that they find such a person. Scholz will want to choose somebody from his own cabinet. The Bundeswehr is undergoing, from his own party, the SPD. The Bundeswehr is undergoing massive transformation. But when it comes to the discussion, will Germany deliver Leopard 2 tanks or not, all those questions, at the moment the government keeps stressing how much of a step up step that was for Germany to announce the delivery of 40 armoured vehicles of the Marder type to Ukraine. And they're adamant Germany is not going to go it alone. They'll only take those decisions in close coordination with international partners. All that is not going to change with the new defence minister.
DW's chief political correspondent, Nina Haza. Nina, thank you so much.